sé, ya tengo otro. Y sabes que me queda un anillo, me voy a casar. Y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Yo te voy a olvidar. Hey, no quiero tus besos, no quiero tu amor, no quiero que me hables, ya no, por favor. No eres sincero y ahora lo sé. Ya tengo a otro y sabes que me dio un anillo, me voy a casar. Y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo a otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Yo te voy a olvidar. I'm not gonna answer. De un anillo me voy a casar. Y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Stop calling already. Just leave me alone. Sigue tu camino. Hey, no quiero tus besos, no quiero tu amor, no quiero que me hables, ya no, por favor. No eres sincero y ahora lo sé. Ya tengo a otro y sabes que me queda un anillo, me voy a casar. Y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Yo te voy a olvidar. Hey, no quiero tus besos, no quiero tu amor, no quiero que me hables, ya no, por favor. No eres sincero y ahora lo sé. Ya tengo a otro y sabes que
Hello, everybody. Saludos. Welcome to Serious the Huddle. Sorry, guys. I was trying. I'm having difficulties. I was trying to get the demo going, but I couldn't get it going. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're here in Serious the Huddle. We're gonna have a special guest today, Ms. Gigi Guerrero. a lot of you guys know her because she has her own podcast. She does a lot of things in the industry. So we're gonna have her here today. Miss Gigi will be on right now. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I know we were out for a little bit. Um, I know we were on Sunday. We have Mr. Piano, and and everything was really great that day. Again, to everybody that's requesting songs, always making our station out there, putting it out there, always calling us, liking our stuff, sharing our stuff. It's because of you we can still be this successful. Again, guys, thank you so much to our everybody that makes it happen. Thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna let Miss Gigi wait any longer. I'm about to bring her in. Again, guys, you guys seen her, you guys know her. She's been in the industry. Everybody knows her dad, Mr. Juan. Again, give a round of applause to Miss Gigi Guerrero. Salud, Miss Gigi.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely announcement. Everybody knows me, nombre. I wish. But thank you, Kelly, for
Girl.
having me on your show. I appreciate it. I love your show since Norma found your show and she started tagging me on your show. And I said, wow. And at the
Yes.
beginning, I was like, what is this? Because it was like, it seemed really new. And you were just putting it out there and putting all your music. I thought, you know what? This is really cool. And from then, that show with the lights in the background, you remember? And now you're like
Yes.
all over the place. You're all big time and everything. It's like, wow.
I wish we were.
And no, you really are. No, no, no. Yeah. Who hasn't heard of
Thank
Serious?
you,
I
thank
don't
you.
know. Yes. Congratulations for that. It is.
Yes, yes. To be honest, Ms. Gigi, what you and Ms. Norma and Janie and everybody that's always been so supportive for our station and always shared liked our stuff. I know I'm in one of the groups of that there is out there, and I try to be on top of everything, guys. But I do have a my life that consists of working, 8 hour shifts. So I try so hard to be on everything. And of course, I do live with my parents. I take care of my parents as well. So that's another plus. And a lot of there's lo que era November till now. It's holidays, getting back to the rhythm, and nombre, it's crazy. And then all these interviews, it's like, whoa, like my life just took off from that doing that first show to what it is now. And I had the pleasure to be on your show, and it was awesome because you brought me in when I don't think you knew, but Tony Guerrero and the group, they're my idols. They're somebody I looked up to, and I shared a story with you and what I had done with Mr. Guerrero when he would come to my area. And because of you, thank you so much for me to still get that opportunity again, because I had already interviewed Tony. But to get that opportunity on another show, I thank you, Ms. Gigi. Thank you so much for that. And I see you open doors for a lot of people that even have podcasts themselves. You bring them to your show, and thank you so much for that.
And it was, I think that's why really me and Norma really gelled, because we were on the same idea that was we need to unite, we need to be together, we need to be helping each other. We really need to be helping each other.
Hmm.
So let's push each other up, have them on our podcast and we go on their podcast, and let's get everybody in here, porque we found that sometimes we'd see that, oh no, we don't deal with that person, or we don't work with that person. It's like, why not? I mean, my goodness, we're such in the bigger picture, Tejano is very small. I mean, if anybody saw
Yeah.
Grammys, where was Tejano? Did you all see the Tejano? Where was the
The
Tejano
Grammy?
category? Yeah.
I, I didn't even see that. I just know everybody was tagging Eddie Perez because he won an award, but with like another he produced or he did something with
Yes,
with his album that won.
yes, and he did, and congratulations to him. He's doing awesome. But it wasn't Tejano. It was, I think, a children's musical thing. Yeah, and I mean that's still,
Yes,
you got
something like that. Yeah.
a Grammy. I mean, oh wow,
Yes, at least somebody from the industry that we know of, right?
yes, it's so awesome. but that's my point, that
Yes.
as a Tejano, I don't think there's any room for us to be, singling people out and say, no, we're not gonna. We need to include everybody, because so we can join together and be a force to be reckoned with in Tejano. Because if you know if we look divided, as we sometimes, I think, look, um
Hmm.
don't pay attention to us, anybody outside of Tejano. So, and it's,
Yeah, that is true what you're saying, Gigi.
yeah, and so, that's why I and that's why I really enjoy having my co-host Norma Salazar, and of course Janie, pues Janie Canales, pues para qué se dice, she's just I get, she's just a very opinionated lady, and she's been in the industry, and she's seen the in and outs through her brother's show, Johnny Canales. And so we respect her opinion, we respect her outlook, and you know eh, but I think that's how it needs to be, and that's why when I'm excited to be on your show.
So
you know
yes, Ms. G, thank you so much. Like I said, Ms. Gigi, talking about Ms. Janie having that influence and having a background like that, you yourself had that because you were able to kind of start this and do your musical career, and your dad was such a great Tejano pioneer in the industry, Mr. Juan Guerrero. Um, great guy. I when you told me that he was the one that wrote that song that um Elsa Garcia, well, the only person I know that made it very successful, that song, was
yes,
Elsa Garcia, que ya te vi, right?
yeah,
So that song, like, eh, even now, like, no matter how old it gets, it's a it's because we can relate to it, because pues que somos, right? Nosotros digamos bien noche, or allá andamos, or you know what I mean? Like,
everybody
you
can relate.
connect to it, and it's still something you do.
Yeah, it's very relatable,
Yes.
that people could really relate to, and to do things a little different, a little bit outside the box. He would say, eso de que yo te quiero, yo
Mhm.
te quiero, tú me quieres, been there, done that. Let's do something a little different, but let's put a little twist on it. I mean, she does say, haz de
Yes,
querer, te
definitely.
ama. There is love there, and that's why she's
Mhm.
mad. But it was great.
Yes.
Saludos to TDK and Sandy
Yes.
Peña and
I want to
everybody.
say
Yeah.
yes to also TDK, Miss Sandy Pena. Thank you guys for tuning in, commenting. To everybody else that's watching, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, pues it doesn't." A lot of people tell me they see it, but I know they don't really click on it, but they're watching the show. So everybody that's doing that, saludos. Thank you for being here, Teres Tejano. We have a special person today, Mrs. Gigi, La Chicana Guerrero. Is that what they call you, Gigi?
La Chicana, because
La
when
Chicana.
my dad was still alive, I told him, Papi, I'm gonna put La Chicana, because I had my YouTube page, and if you type in Gigi Guerrero, you get, you start scrolling, roll, Gigi Guerrero. I mean, there's a whole
Yes.
bunch, and I thought I was so special, and apparently I'm not. So, so I had to put La Chicana in there and kind of separate myself, and that way, people could find me. And and my dad was
Yes.
like, of course, sure, and because he is El Chicano. So I got that from my dad. It also helped to identify with my dad. I mean, I loved my dad. Of course, it was his. I was in his band for over 30 years. That's why I got the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. So did my brother and my sister. And I do believe we are the only family as of now that all were completely inducted in the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. So I think that's something special. I'm
Oh,
really
that's
glad
so
that it,
awesome.
and I'm really glad that it happened when my dad was alive. We actually got inducted. We were the class of 2021, and the induction was in January of 2022, and then he left us in March. So he got to see his children get
Wow.
inducted, and yeah, we were so glad for that. And we also had that last concert. we had a concert here at the big fiesta that they have here in Mission, the Citrus Fiesta, and we were in the parade, and
Oh,
we
okay.
were live on the parade. We're talking live. My dad fixed it, so we had he got my mom used to have a what is the my mom, but my mom had already passed. My mom had a those little electric scooters, and Papi got the
Oh, okay.
so Papi got the batteries from that to so we could have electricity while we were on the float, so we could be doing live music, and we did it. My dad was brilliant. My dad was really smart, and he could just
Yeah.
that, And so I'm honored to call myself, yeah, because of him. Yeah, and
Yes.
mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know you, like I said, I was on your podcast and everything. I know you had the podcast, Giras and Desveladas, right?
Giras y desveladas, because my dad would always talk about his giras y desveladas. I mean, my dad was playing since he was 14, 15 years old. Well, on the road, like literally on the road playing since that age. And he would talk about all the things that would happen. Y que, no,
Wow.
que the van broke down y andábamos con el motor en las manos or whatever, no, we were driving in the bus and fixing the timing while he was actually going. One time outside, Chores watching. Yeah, I mean, all these stories, and my dad had so many awesome stories, but we never recorded him. I mean, we always think there's time, a rato lo hacemos, or we'll get one of these days in the holidays when we're all,
Yes.
siempre la desidia, a rato, later, later, later. And don't do it,
Yes.
guys. Don't do it, because that's how I ended up. It's like, man. And when I went to the Tejano Legends Pioneers breakfast, saludos to everybody in the chapter 2 here in the RGV, because that's where my dad liked to go, and he would take me. And so all his friends were there, and they started telling me about their stories with my dad and all that. And I thought, man, these are so precious. I really should be recording this. And then I thought, I just make a podcast. And so I did. And I started interviewing los amigos
Mm.
de mi dad, the pioneers from here, from the valley. Like I told myself I was gonna make a list, and I didn't. But Carlos Guzman, Eric Roberto Pulido, and don't get mad, guys, if I don't mention your names. But anyway, I thank Lalo Reina for accepting me into the group, and me getting a hold of all those guys, and I was able to do that. And then I started to reach out to all my dad's friends, like uh, Abraham Quintanilla, Adalberto Gallegos, and like Rudy Buga Perales, and I mean, all these pioneers that really, really started the onda tejana in the valley, and it was just awesome. So and that's where I got that from, because of my dad's Giras y Desveladas. So I wanted to hear everybody else's Giras y Desveladas. And now they're documented. Now they're on.
Oh,
As long as YouTube is on and whatever, then they are in the cloud somewhere forever. So I'm real happy.
wow.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. So, Miss Gigi, you stepping in your in zone of a solo artist, and being in the industry, doing the stuff you did with your dad and all that stuff. The song that you did, Me Voy a Casar. Where did it come from, and who or how did you get it into it?
My
Like,
dad wrote it.
how?
It's a Juan Guerrero song. He wrote it. The
Okay.
same person who wrote Yatevi. He also did a lot of in Yatevi. That's a song that is known in Tejano, but he wrote a lot. Ramon Ayala le pidió canciones, because Ramon Ayala también grabó Yatevi, and he asked him for songs. And so Ramon had already recorded Yatevi y ¿Qué más quieres corazón de mi dad, from los originals Chicanos from Falcon Records in the 70s. And so my dad wrote Quisiera tener alas de Ramón Ayala, Jardín Olvidado, El Tuerto, and a lot of others. But those are the ones that some of the really, really big ones that went into banda. So my dad, he always wrote,
Yes.
writing. That's all he did, that night and day. He couldn't help it. He came to this earth to be a musician. He came to this earth to make music, and that was one of those songs. Now, my dad nunca se metía. I hope Gigi has all those interviews backed up on multiple hard drives. No, TDK, you're gonna have to do it for me. Go to YouTube and back them up. I'm a little busy, but thanks for the suggestion. Um, ¿qué tal? Ya ves, TDK, me sacaste de onda. Now I don't remember what I was saying. I'm too old to do that. A ver. No. Oh, my dad always wrote a lot of songs. Nunca se metía in
Yes.
my business. Like, he respected us a lot. And that came from my grandpa. My grandpa siempre nos hablaba de usted, that much respect. And so,
Okay.
yeah, so Papi, he didn't call us by usted, but he respected us a lot, and he wouldn't tell me my business, even though I might have been screwing up, and I did a lot. Uh, because we do. We make mistakes.
But it's
Oops.
okay.
It's okay. A lot of we learn from them. Eventually, 55 years later, I did. But anyway, so I was already divorced, and I had met a guy from Veracruz. Saludos, gente de Veracruz. And he was just a
Yes.
really nice guy, and my dad really liked him, and he asked me to marry him. And well, we were all goo goo gaga and everything. When we went to go record, like my dad would never tell me what the song was about. He was just here. It goes like this. He kind of hum how it went, and then while I was singing, I was reading the lyrics. I was like, hey, this song's about me. And yeah, at that time, because at that time my ex-husband todavía andaba, he was bothering me, and I needed to go on with my life. And my dad got out that song. I was like, yes, you're right, Dad. He never told me tell him to just leave you alone already, but in the song
Mhm.
I did. So that's how
Wow.
he put his input into my life, and it came a song. And that he did that a lot. You know, now that I think about it, really, I'll start thinking, it's like, I remember when he would make me sing, dices que soy tu muñeca, tu esclava de honor,
Oh, yes, beautiful song.
tú lo deseas. My dad was telling me hello. We were seeing relationship, he wouldn't write out tell me, but he'd say, okay, sing this song. Okay, we're gonna do this song. You were saying your dad was thank you, TDK. Thanks for paying attention. Yes, my dad was the song.
Yeah. So you can say a lot of your stuff that you can like now kind of present, and what you do basically right now is a lot of the influence of what your dad kind of left the trait for you, right?
Definitely. There's Papi left a lot of music, and I took over his music publishing company as well. And I always felt that Papi didn't get the recognition he deserved for everything that he did. He's considered the Tejano Beatles because of the music that he played was very Beatle like, complicated voices and chords and stuff like that. And I always felt that he needed more recognition, and I'm grateful to Elsa for what she did, because she says that she heard the
Mhm.
song with Ramona Ayala, and she said, I think this needs to be sung by a woman. And she was right. you know I'm not saying that it doesn't happen to men, that the woman's the one out coming in la madrugada, but uh but the woman speaking to the man, pues, jalo mejor, right? So we're very grateful for what
Yes.
she did, and she opened up a lot of doors through her breaking with the music with that song. So we're definitely very grateful. But a lot of other songs, that my dad wouldn't be recognized for. And as Elsa Garcia, I know I was just on the Three Amigos show, and y'all watch that Three Amigos interview. D, of course, trying to picar, right? He said, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Elsa, tell her off. I was like, why would I tell her off? She did awesome. She helped my dad, she helped us.
Mhm.
We why would I do that? No, you know. The only thing was that I want him to be recognized as the songwriter, because a lot of people don't know who wrote
Mhm.
that song. And of course, as his daughter, I
Oh,
want people to know my papi, my dad. I remember when he wrote it. I remember because every time he would write a song, he'd like, "Mija, come here," or whoever was there, right? Come here, listen to this one. And
yes.
I remember I was very little. Like didn't understand what it was about, but I know it was catchy. Ya te vi, ya te vi, ya te-" I'd be singing ya te vi, ya te vi. I didn't know what the rest meant, but the it was very catchy. It was a very catchy tune, so I remember that. So I wanted him to get recognized. So now that's gonna be my focus, is to getting my dad's songs out. And now that I'm so excited that people are Tejano is evolving, and there's new kids on the block, right? There's new or newer artists that are also, putting their part into Tejano and evolving it and making it a little different. And I want to offer my dad's music
Mhm.
to them again, kind of to, hey, guess what? Because really, it never got out as much as it should have, as
Yeah.
because, songs get lost in the world. And so that's what I've been trying to do. And also through my foundation, I founded a after I started hanging with Lalo Reina over there with the Tejano music, like with the Tejano Legend Pioneers. I thought, we need to have a nonprofit to get some money together and get something going, like Tejano in the schools, because here in the valley there's mariachi, there's conjunto, but there's no Tejano. And so I thought the young kids need to like it. It needs to go to the younger generation. So we started. Aloha, Chrissy E. She's one of the innovators. I just interviewed her on Sunday, and she innovated some of Hawaiian music into her Tejano, which is really awesome. Y'all check out Chrissy E. And
Wow. Yes, Chrissy, new artists out there, guys, as well.
yes, check her out, and check out the Giras y Desveladas with her on, on Sunday. So shameless plug, right? Might as well. But yeah, I've been trying to do
Yes.
that. We're trying to push Tejano, and I figured out. I used to be a teacher. I'm a certified teacher with a master's degree in special education. But after my dad died, I thought, man, not that I wasted the time, because I love teaching and I love my students, but there was more time that I could have spent with my dad. You know, there were
Yes.
I I I always thinking that there's always thinking a rato, a rato, a rato, a rato I'll go over there, a rato I'll go over there, and sometimes you don't know that you don't have a rato, and so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
The
and
time
that's the
time
story.
creeps up on you when you're busy, right?
Exactly. You're busy living your life, and by the time you know it, things like this happen. And we lost our brother, and he was our keyboard player and our sound guy. We lost him in 2017, and then
Hmm.
my mom couldn't handle that, and we lost her in 2018, a year and 2 weeks after that. And then I think my brother was their firstborn and their only son. My dad could only handle so much, and he left us too in 2022. And that's why I decided, you know what,
Yeah.
I should have done this before when he was here, but at least I'm doing it now,
Hmm.
you know. And that's what I want to do until I kick off, which hopefully will be a long time from now, and trying to make sure I stay here on earth a little longer. I do have some serious health issues
Yeah.
that I have to deal with, but this keeps me going, and this keeps me alive, and spreading Tejano, spreading the music that my dad was a part of pioneering, which is part of our culture, part of who we are. In one of my dad's songs, Si Muero Lejos de Texas, the last song he wrote and recorded with CHR Records, he says, soy descendiente de Cuauhtémoc. And yeah, you know what? We really are descendientes de Mayas, Aztecs, Incas, all of those. Hi, Stephanie. And we're awesome. And Tejano is really uniquely ours, de nadie más. Americans
Yes.
of Mexican descent. And some of us crossed the border, but a lot of us, the borders crossed us. We were here, and we're still here, and we stayed here,
Mhm.
and that's our music. So I'm very passionate about that,
Yeah.
to spread that. So, and again, thank you for having me on your show so I can chat about. No, get me talking, ya no paro. I mean, oh my goodness. So if you have
No, 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 don't worry. This is why we do this. So people can get to know you. It's not like the side of an artist side. It's more of who you are, your background, how you got into it, what you do. That's why we do it, right? I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. And like I said, having I think us having these type of platforms, and you is a little bit more different because you're an artist yourself. To me, I did it. I'm doing it for a friend that I felt like her doors were getting closed and stuff, and even giving opportunities to new artists like yourself and Chrissy E, Heather, um, so many artists out there. I don't want to keep naming people because I don't want to leave anybody left out.
Right.
But a lot of these new artists don't get that opportunity. You know what I mean? And you've said it before, and and it's sad to know that we have like Tejano women in Tejano has grown so much from back what it was, because back in
Yeah.
the day, what was it? Just Selena, Laura Canales, Shelly, Elida, Stephanie, um, who
Stephanie
else? Elsa
Lee.
Garcia, Jennifer Pena at the time, and then all of a sudden, kind of like the only ones that stayed a little bit in the game was like Elida and Stephanie and it was and Shelly, and they were the only ones at the time, like what we felt, right? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, COVID or before COVID, it was like, whoa, where are all these women coming from?
Yeah.
And we gotta embrace the women. Like the women are as talented as the men. Like I don't
Yes.
take anything from the men. The men have beautiful music too, and stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of bands getting with already female artists that have got off their nest and done their stuff on their own, but they go back and play with, like, I seen Aisha and Rebecca. Like Rebecca plays with Stevie D, Aisha plays with Ramirera. um who else have I seen? So many girls that do that. I
Yeah.
seen Crystal Torres play with the Leo and them. And I mean, it's so great to see that. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with just doing your stuff on your own, but to have the men group and a female get together is so great. I know there's a band right now looking for female artists out there. M2 out there in Pearsall, Texas, they're looking for female artists to kind of bring that I guess that fire the vibe of a woman now, right?
Yeah.
So I wish them luck. There's so many girls out there. I'm pretty sure somebody that wants to feels like,
Yeah. They
hey,
can at
I
least
still want to
collaborate
do
with
this,
them.
but I'm having trouble. I'm sorry.
They can at least collaborate with them.
Yes, collaborate with them, or somebody that feels like, man, I don't have a complete band, I don't have a complete guys, but man, it will help me and it'll help them, and just do it.
Help each
And
other.
like yourself, look at what you're doing, Miss Gigi. You let yourself to do this song, and it's taking off. You're getting put on these charts. Your top 20s, top 10s, all that stuff. It's great to see. Miss Heather put it just what I was trying to say. It's about balance. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yes. And saludos to Heather.
Yes.
Saludos
So,
to everybody that's coming up.
um,
Appreciate it.
yes, Heather, I know we're gonna have you here. She's gonna introduce you to a new single that she's coming up with on the day after Valentine's. So we're gonna have her here on the 15th. Again, thank you guys so much that are tuning in. Me saqué de onda sola, yo.
I do that too. I
But
know. A 0 1 man show, just like that's why I love having Norma and Janie, because when I'm busy doing all the other stuff, because the other stuff we gotta do, and they'll take care of the listening to the artist and asking the questions while I'm like, oh, or a veces mi chihuahua starts barking at my sister, technical difficulties. So yeah, no, it's hard.
no, no. Yeah, yes, Miss Gigi. I was listening to this, like, I love the beat to Me Voy a Casar, and I barely finally listened completely to the lyrics, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, it's like some. I like the song because, like, the storyline, right? Que, like how you said, your ex no te dejaba en paz, this and that. How many of us have an ex that they had another life, but like, they want to come back and try to reel in and be like, hey, I messed up, I want you back, da da da. Pero you don't know how to get them off your back because plus you've done that, you've been there, done that already, right? Like
Yeah,
how they say,
thank
right?
you.
You already
Thank
been there,
you
done
very
that.
much.
And the only way to let him know, yeah, let him know to leave you alone is,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm getting married, yeah, leave me
Yeah,
alone, I don't need
yeah,
you.
you can
And
totally
I like
leave me
what
alone
you,
now. Yeah.
I like
Yes.
what you say at the end. I'm not gonna answer, or
Yeah.
you
Yes,
said
I'm not
something
gonna
like
answer.
that.
Yes, I'm not gonna
Leave me
answer.
alone.
Yeah, leave me alone. And then una parte que I remember I recorded, pero no salió.
Yes.
I said, now you can call your old girlfriends, like like call your old girlfriends. Y ahora sí puedes hablarle a todas. Get out of my hair.
Yes. Again, Miss Gigi, where do you see yourself going now that you have this song going out there? You feel like you're gonna do another single, or you're gonna feel like doing an album? Where do you see yourself going with this
Well,
song?
according to my producer, CHR Records, Rick Garcia, we just started. We just started. So yeah, working on another single pretty soon, and eventually get a whole album out. I do plan to get some of my original songs on there, and my estilo is not like my dad. Is very different, and hopefully people will like it. Pero
Hmm.
that's definitely the plan is to be out there and perform, and a darle gas hasta que se pueda, hasta que ya no hay, you know. So yeah, and
Yes,
we're
yes.
performing.
And like,
I'm gonna be performing
yeah, and it's good. I'm sorry, go
on
ahead.
on February 12th. Jesse Torres is gonna have a film makers award or something, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
perform at that, and I'm gonna. It's so weird because all all my career I played with a band, and now I realize how special that was and how chiflada I was and blessed I was that I had a whole band that was my family, and we could gig whenever the heck we
Mm-hmm.
wanted because the band was there. We was our family. Now that I have that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, these guys want to get paid. Oh my god, I want to do free media.
Yes. I think that's the hard thing. Yeah, that's a hard thing for some of these females that I see. Like you want to get out there, but there's some events that they're like, oh well, you can go ahead and perform, but it's more like a like publicity and a
Yeah,
recognition, and there's no money involved. And yes, there's a lot of them like that because they're like, oh well, you have to pay your dues, how they say, right? But a lot of these females, like, I feel like they don't need it. Like these females
yeah,
are already there. You see the recognition they already get. They have an audience already, and I understand. I understand that you have to go through an obstacle to be recognized and be out there, right? But I mean, and of course, right now the money is so tight about everything that's going on. I mean, I was I'm freaking out with how our bills are going crazily high on everything, like insurance, light bills, food. Like it's crazy. So I understand right now why the artists are asking for the amounts that they do ask for, right? Because it's right now the
yeah,
economy is really hard. But I mean, some of these artists deserve it because I mean, how many bands do you know that have a full band that play like a band without tracks? Because I know a lot of people do tracks, right? And there's nothing wrong with tracks either, but to have a band, it's different having the band and just playing with tracks because you get the feel of the instruments
of
and
the
the
band.
connection, the way
Te
that
puedes enojar con con el
the
trono cuando se va muy
the
recio.
whole
There's It's different. Right?
or the beat going too
Yeah,
fast and you're trying to
hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, we're not in a race. No, it is.
But no, and I know a lot of people. That's the struggle. Everybody. I think everybody rotates basically the band members because I've seen. so many guys playing with this band, this band, this band. I'm like, didn't I just see you with them, and now you're like, are you with anybody? Like, it, it's
It's
hard
tough.
to get, real musicians out there, and there is amazing musicians out there, but it's just so hard to find them. It's so
Yes,
hard to
and
find
then when
them.
you do find them, paid, and rightfully
Yes,
so. I know that's what I was telling Mary Lou. I said, my sister Mary Lou, saludos to Mary Lou. The eggs are $24. Not enough to pay, but
dice que no pay
I
para
know
pagarle,
I gotta eat eggs.
yes, so true, Miss
No, I
Christine.
know. Look,
I know, ya ni quieres con,
when you called,
mande.
when you asked me something, I was like, oh my gosh, I hadn't checked the time. I was at Walmart, and I took too long at Walmart because, like, no way, man, no way. A watermelon is $7. Really, a watermelon is $7 at Walmart.
Yes, we just bought one today. We just bought one
I know,
today.
and all of us, like,
And it's like this,
la
that
chiquita, not even
chiquita.
los demás antes, right? No, this the little pelotita. Oh my god! I was like, what the heck is this?
Yes,
No, hombre, mejor lo parto y lo vendo.
yes.
But
Yeah, no, yeah. Tell me about I even say, no hay lavadores to go right now. Go check out the melones and the sandías
I
mejor.
know, and who knows what's gonna happen there with our labor force? That's so everything's so up. I know what you mean, but
Yes.
I did tell Mary Lou. I said, you know what? I'll do this one freebie or two freebies because of the song and all that, and to honor Rick Garcia and everything that he did for me, by bringing out these songs. Pero I'm 55 years old, man. I've been there, done that. I don't feel like not for free. No, I'm not gonna go out there for free. I'm
Yeah.
not. My time and
Yeah.
my accomplishments I'll speak for myself. And no, we weren't in people's minds and everything. We were here locally because my brother was sick. We always had to be close to the hospital. But we played. I mean, en friegas. I mean, we're talking from Tuesday to Sunday. We only had Monday off. I mean, that's what we worked to pay the bills, to pay the house, to pay the solar, to put the food on the table. That we literally worked music for a living to live off of. It wasn't a side gig. It wasn't a ver si. No, that was what we were, our money was coming from, So, para que me digan, no, it's not a paid gig. I'll do one or two, just to be out there. I'm not gonna take the band because I'm not gonna pay the band, and so I'll go with tracks and just think of it like a little karaoke gig, and just to be out there, just to sing my song in public. People who haven't heard me sing, or haven't heard the song, and just put it out a little bit. But yeah, but I've got too much going on to go do a freebie. Honestly, I can't, and I don't have to. No, no que me la estoy creyendo ni nada. But
Yeah.
Heather says I want perform for free. It's not easy, and the event coordinators and committees should respect us and pay. Exactly. And like I said, no es como me la estoy tirando ni nada, but I already paid my dues, man. 30 plus years, 30. I already
Yeah.
paid my dues. Amen. And we did the hard gigs. We did the cantinitas when we first started. When I was first starting to sing, we did the cantinitas and the little clubs and all that. I mean, I'm not, I'm not playing, man. I'm not messing. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that from a lot of bands. They're like, we started off playing at pubs or outside gatherings, and aquí 5, 6, 700 dollars. Y production no estaba tan bueno. It was just something that you can plug play and más o menos que
Yeah.
se oyera, right? But a lot of people don't understand that it's not just the band, it's
It's
production. The production makes a big difference as well when
yep.
you're playing. If somebody doesn't know how to, with your monitors, so you can hear yourself, or que se oiga bien para allá, para la gente. Like, people are gonna criticize and be like, "Ay, so you're a fan." It's not, but it's not. It's not really the singer. It's just the production itself. It sounds really bad because the levels are off. La guitarra se oye mucho.
No se
The
oye la
drums are too
voz.
high, or it's something. And if you do that, yeah, you're throwing the artist off tune. So it's hard, and you gotta have the good production. I mean, and you can really count productions on one hand because it's hard to find productions too without asking for the ones that ask for good money that are really good.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard
and
to find those
that's why
también. So it
that's why I tell you I was so lucky, and I didn't even realize how lucky I was. My brother was our sound engineer, and he was a perfectionist, and he
yeah.
had a perfect ear, and he made us sound
Hmm.
amazing. Every time, man, te pegaba en el corazón. It was just perfect music and perfect balance of music, and no, it was it was such a wonderful thing that we had. And then our road manager was my sister, and she had all the band. Well, except me. She says that I never did anything. I would grab the microphones and the wires, but ella andaba con todos los sonidos.
Lo más fácil, lo más fácil.
I'm good at that. Wedding singers get paid, so should we. That's right, Heather. That is correct. So, so yeah, we had the whole production and everything. We had the light system. We had everything. Te avientas, Sheekana. Thank you, Mr. TDK. Tú también. You throw yourself. Este. So,
Yes, actually, you know what, Miss Gigi, I was seeing a video that came up out of nowhere on my
really?
phone, and it was CDK dancing, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is like
Oh,
amazing. Like, I've seen him before and all that stuff, right? And he's an amazing. You better never take me out, CDK, porque yo no bailo. Ya tengo mucho que no bailo. So if you ever see me around, I'll say hi, pero no me lleves a bailar porque no sé.
no, yes.
But no, yes, it was
The
so good.
Dancing King,
He, he needs to make your song go
huh?
viral. He needs, he needs to make your song go viral. Que
Yeah,
la
yeah,
bailen.
yeah. Dance to my song. That's right. Thank you, Kelly. Ponte a hacer un, ponte a hacer un TikTok, TDK. And dance to my song.
But no, Miss Gigi. Yes, so like I said, this song and everything you've experienced and what you have, like, it shows how committed you are to yourself, to your music, to the industry, and just you doing all this stuff. It is so great, Gigi. I love your podcast. I love what you do, and the stuff that you do with Norma and Janie, and of all these artists that you put in your show as well. And like I've told you, and I tell a lot of the other people that I do have connections with that do the same thing as what I do, right? Or at least what I try to do, right? Because I always tell myself I'm not a DJ. I'm not. I did this because I felt like I needed to kind of like show some. Like, I wanted to know what I could do to help some of these artists that get the dorks put on their slapped on their face and stuff like that. And man, seeing that we've been able to do that for like a lot of people, even well-known artists that have already been established, but they didn't get the recognition down here in the southwest area, and people are actually connecting to them is great. Like Los Arcos Hermanos Peña didn't have that many people that knew who they were
Yeah.
down this area, and man, they've been number one in our station since
Wow.
we started. Like, and it's still and it's that song, just that song itself. They always ask for it, and it's so known now in this area because of us or them being played here and doing interviews and stuff like that. That's what it takes. Even though we're a small station, we're not the well known, los que les
Yeah.
pagan bien, or have all these sponsors to be going to doing events here, doing events over there, this and that. But the people that do connect to us in our station, that have listened to us and like what we do, we try our best. I mean, I know we're not the best out there, but we try our best. We try to be as mobile as we can. And the ones that have connected to us always tell them, man, you guys this is so cool, this is good, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. Nobody can take you from off from that high that you have and what you're trying to do. Only you yourself can criticize yourself. So, thanks to them that tell us that and motivates us to keep going, and people like you that ask us, hey, when can I get on your show? That's a privilege to us because we feel like we're doing
Yeah,
something right. And when you asked me too, I was like, why me? Who wants to see me? Like I say that, like even I tell my boss all the time, like, why me? I go, all I do is talk and play music. I'm not a DJ. I'm not a promoter. I'm not this and that. I kind of, like I said, I did it because of my friend getting the doors always slapped on her face, and not getting the opportunity. I knew how talented she was. It's just like she just could never get to those stations that I know once she would get in there, it could open more doors, and I think that's what happens to, like, I'm pretty sure you've seen that, done that, feel like, hey, why don't they call me there? They call these other girls, they don't call me, you know, and it sucks, that we have stations like that. I don't like calling them out, right? But you know, eh, se nota, you see it,
it's
it's
sad, and
sad.
and that's why we can only do our part. You're doing your part, I'm doing my part, Norma's doing her part, everybody. uh Shout out to Juan Mendoza. When I started watching the TV and seeing, that's when I started seeing all the new artists, because I was a teacher, I had no time for anything. And hey, Mr. Spindola. And I I didn't know what was going on. I was out of the loop, and my dad had passed. And look, I really, I was andaba en otra onda. And so when I started watching Tejano TV, I saw all these new artists and these new videos. ¿Quién te digo? Jenny B. I can't name them right now, but so many new ones. Megan Chapa. Um, of course,
Hmm.
all these, and then they've been around, but they're new to me, right? So and I thought, "Man, this is really great,
Hmm.
porque in the bigger picture, with the ones like the land, the terrestrial radio stations, you're still hearing lo mismo. You're still hearing más. You're still hearing Ram Herrera and Gary Hobbs, and they're awesome. There are legends. There are icons from Tejano music. They're awesome. Thank you. Pero dale chance a los demás, dale chance a
Yes.
los demás, and that's what I can only try to do my part. You're doing your little part. I see everybody together, cada uno doing their little part, and maybe we can get this, it is rolling. It is starting to roll, and
Yes.
I only hope that it
Yeah.
snowballs and gets bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where we'll be a force to reckon with as the Tejano industry, and we'll get recognized at the Grammys, and even like the Latin Grammys. I'm sorry, but the Latin Grammys weren't invented until Selena died, if I'm not mistaken. When the Grammys said, "Oh wait, there's all these Latinos, maybe they need their own Grammys," right? That's what I think, anyway. Um, that's my personal thought, not the station or Kelly D or Siri. So, and
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
it was after Selena died, and so, and they don't have Tejano on there. I mean, come on, you know. Well,
They did, but I don't know what happened that they took. Oh, I guess there was not, as according to what I know, some what I know, right? There was not so many people like being induct or put in applications or some stuff like that. I'm like, well, if you guys don't put it out there, how are they gonna put applications? And then there's so many categories. It's like the TMA supposedly, right? I'm sorry if I'm disrespecting TMA, but the way they run it, it's like, oh, you gotta have an album with, and it cannot be a cover, and it can't be. And I'm like, well, there are some that were covers and they still got nominated. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things you cannot do, and they still kind of crack in the little cracks through the wall, and they still get it,
yeah,
nominated and all that
yeah,
stuff.
I saw that, and
It's so political and it's sad.
you know, like I said, I mean, that's something. Hopefully, they'll recognize that maybe you're not really helping the industry. You're hurting the industry by doing that. You know, and in general, we just need a better attitudes towards each other, because there's so much.
Yeah, oh,
You
that
know,
definitely.
is the I realize now how overprotective my dad was, and then all the people that he had me meet were people that he trusted, people that he knew eventually he'd pass on, and I was gonna be able to connect to, and they were gonna be on, on my side, on my page. Pero I didn't know how bad it was. I didn't realize how much he had protected me. I didn't realize, y salí bien verde, I was always under my dad took care of everything, papi took care of everything. I fishing company.
Yeah.
I ran the Hugrimar, but he ran the band and getting the gigs and all that other stuff and all the other stuff. And as I got out there as I started meeting, I started my dad's friends and staying with them in their little bubble. And then I start going out a little bit and it's like, oh, wow, it's not as nice. And
That's what he's keeping you up.
oh my goodness. But I am just going to stay with a positive attitude and especially because of my health concerns, I can't be stressed out. I'm not going to stress out. Si alguien no me invitó, no me invitó. Si alguien no me puso en su estación de radio, si no me tocó mi música, no me lo tocó. I do feel offended because it's my dad's song. When it's a Gigi song, whenever I get those Gigi songs on and they don't play them, that's fine. That's me. But it's my dad. I'm trying to push my dad. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it. If you're hating on me, well, that's pobrecito tú. Don't ever let me open up my mouth. Okay, Jesse. Um, because I would rather just stay positive and see the bigger picture on where we can all go and laser focus on that. And anybody that's not
Mm-hmm.
on the ride, that's not on the same train, pues they can get off. They can get off at the next stop, and I'll keep on going. And whoever wants to go with me, and whoever on the same train, vamos todos juntos. I agree, Gigi. It's not worth you stressing about it. We're in it for the art and for the experience and to leave our mark on this industry. Yeah, that's what it's about. Thanks, Heather. Because ¿pa qué? ¿Qué es el dicho? Ni what is it? And then I started ni los zapatos, si no te quedan ni los zapatos, something like that. Anyway, you can't force something if it's not gonna happen. If you feel that you're forcing yourself on someone, then that's not gonna happen. Just close that door and go on to the next one, and just go on and on. Other doors
Yes.
open, and I have a lot of faith in God that He's doing
Definitely.
this and opening the doors for me, closing doors that need to be closed. Those people that
Mm-hmm.
are not on my train ride that need to get off are getting off as I continue my journey, and I have all the faith in the world that it's all for my good and it's all for the best for everything that I'm doing, because I'm not doing it for anything for me. I'm not making any money out of any of this, by the way, if anybody's interested. I am not. I am not. I'm not making money off my podcast. I'm
Yeah.
not on the foundation. I'm not even making money off of the song. you know, I'm doing it because I want Tejano music.
And if you get like 3 cents or something, right?
Yeah, the whole 2 cents. Like when I was so excited on TikTok before they had shut it down. Everybody's crying. I was all excited. It's like, oh my God, they shut it down. I had made 15 cents. I was all excited. 15 cents. That's 15 cents I didn't have before. They were earned. They were hard earned 15.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, I'm doing this because that's what I want to do, and this is what I want to. This is my legacy that I want to leave. Of my father and of the music. 95% of musicians have a full-time job, so I feel you. Yeah, yeah. So it's now Roberto Pulido. He went on my show. He made a special announcement, and saludos to everybody that's out there from the RGB. Um, he said this is advice to all the new artists. go to college, get your degree, get your career, and then do it as a side gig. Don't do it as your main gig. Do it as a side gig. If it goes well for you, great. But if it doesn't, you're good.
Mhm.
That was great advice. And
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, it was great advice because he knows he's been in the business forever, and he knows what it's like. A
Yeah.
lot of times you're not gonna get money, or a lot of
Yeah.
times
And
they're
if yeah, yeah, if you make it like a like what I hear some people is they do play this and they do this type of music as a living, but if you're gonna do it as a living, is you gotta make sure it's something you're gonna have a gig every week, and you're gonna have it the whole, like you have every weekend of the month kind of booked and stuff like that. That's the only way it's gonna work, and there will, gigs that you do get paid for, right? Because a lot of people do play and they only get paid this much or whatever. But I've seen that some of them, there is some artists that I know that that's all they know how to do is the music. They don't
yeah,
have no other outlets. Yes, they have degrees or whatever, but their main focus is the music. And if you're a person that like yourself, you're a songwriter, and stuff like that. So a lot of them that I do know, they're songwriters or producers or whatever, and but this is their job. Performing, being an artist is their job, but they've been in the industry for a while, so they, of course, they've made a living off of it. But like for the new artists, it's harder. They have to have a part-time job or a full-time job, and find which ones are worth going to, because I know
yes,
it, like I said, the friend that I tried to do this for, her name is Karina, right? A lot of you guys hear me talk about her. So she's also a teacher like yourself, Miss Gigi. And
uh-huh.
right now the teachers, it's so hard. It's so hard to get out because the school asks too much, so much from you, and performing and doing all that stuff, getting an outfit ready, make sure your band's gonna be there, or, the hotels or whatever. It's so hard. It's so hard to connect, to do that because you don't have that,
What are you
and
gonna
and
wear?
you understand that, right?
Yes, and what are you gonna wear? Y que, oye, pues, a ver si está en la pulga algo que puedas usar en el thrift store. It's for the females, man. I mean, we have to show up every time. So, and then, of course, como decía mi amiga,
Yes.
ya parece el retrato if you're using the same thing over and over, that you look like a picture because it's the same clothes. So, it is,
Yes.
but that's why Roberto Pulido said, if you make it good, yeah, make it a living. If you make it y te jaló, dale gas. But you're always going to have that career to fall back on if it doesn't work out, or if you want to stop it, or whatever. Nunca sabes, in this business. That's the thing. It's not like a steady check. Like you're for sure getting that same amount. Like when you go to work, like when I was a teacher, I knew at the end of the month I was going to get a certain amount, and I already spent it all, and I'm ready for the next check. But in music,
Yes.
I is there things that are happening? Is there a festival where they had to traveling? Just like a professional athlete should go to college because the body wears down or injured, always have a backup. Yeah, true. Good point.
Yes.
That is true. So
Great point.
yeah. So I mean that
We
that
have
is
Mr. Joliel. I'm sorry to stop you, Miss Gigi.
okay.
Joliel, saludos, Joliel from the Chicago. Saludos. Thank you
Saludos.
for tuning in. Let me see what does Miss Norma say. Miss Norma put it is, and it is so true. People, artists, it makes us happy when when they sing to you, and all brings peace of love to you all. Yes, it sure does, Miss Norma. I artists, a lot of the artists, and I'm pretty sure once you start yours as well, Miss Gigi, start performing and putting yourself out there. I think your joy of doing it is just seeing the reaction of the fans, and making a connection with you and your music, yeah, I think it would be a great honor if somebody came up to you, be like, you know what, Miss Gigi, you're doing great. I met your dad. You have the same, charisma and all. Just to have that, to hear somebody go up to you and to tell you that, Miss Gigi, I think would like definitely light you up differently, and start a bigger fire under you, and be like, I am doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and right. Well, no, I mean, I already when I started teaching, I had such a hard time because I was used to gigging. And after the gig, people come up to you and they're asking for your autograph and they're hugging you and they're telling you how awesome you are. And so they did it. I just wasn't getting that feel at the end of the day of the school day. Yeah, great job today. Oh, that was awesome. The kids loved it. You were great. Nada de eso. It was very different. So, I mean, I know
Hmm.
it's that's why it's addictive, and I know some people will do it even for free because that love from the people, that connection that you make, uh, is magic, because music is magic. Music is a unifier. Even right now, this all this political things going on, and different religions and all this, but you're gonna see them all in the same concert because music unifies us.
Hmm.
Music,
Yes, yes, definitely does. So
see.
Miss Gigi, you wanna? I know some people might ask, and I know there's a lot of events gonna be happening, and we do get a lot of promoters watch our stuff and things like that. How's a good way they can make contact with you? Who runs your management, or like management or promoters? If they need your music to be put, sent to their show or sent to them, who can they make contact on how to get a hold of you?
Well, this is this is interesting, that a thing that I've run into. I'm actually an independent artist. Although CHR Records has Hilda Peña. So if you want
Okay.
my music, you can contact Hilda Peña because she's taking care of CHR Records. And Laila Lisa Promotions and Juan Mendoza from Mas Chingon Radio, she's promoting, and they are promoting Giras y Desveladas. Now I sneak in there and ask Laila, "Hey, can you send this one out? Hey, can you send my song out? Hey, can you, and so, pues no quiero que me cobra." So I've been
No,
sneaking.
that, yeah.
I sneak in some emails, but definitely, I'm sure if you reach out to Laila Lisa Promotions, she would help you out. Or you can contact me. And I'm at girasydesveladas@gmail.com, just like it says there on my name, girasydesveladas all together at gmail.com. And so that's why I think the reason why it's a little tough for me, because like I said, and también when we were playing, it was before all this internet era, and so it was different. It was different. It was about terrestrial radio stations and all that. And when we came out with the song in 2021, that's when we started learning about all the digital platforms. I'm like, what's that? Digital platforms, right? I didn't even know what that was. So it's a brand new game to me. And so, yes, I'm so happy for CHR Records. They've got Hilda Peña promoting, and Laila Lisa, who's been helping. She's just awesome. Whenever I ask her, can you do this for me? They were gonna Juan Mendoza was gonna interview my dad, but
Oh, okay.
it was scheduled after he passed. They, 'cause we didn't know
Mm,
my dad was gonna pass, so
mm.
he interviewed me instead, and that's how the relationship started with Juan Mendoza and Laila
Awesome.
Lisa. Yeah, and we grew very. And Laila Lisa had recently lost her dad as well, so we have that bond and that connection, and we feel each other's pain through that. And
Mhm.
because that's those are the things that connect us. The human things, the things that we can lean on somebody else to know that they know what I'm going through. And really, and
Mhm.
not you lose a parent, you understand. You can be sad. I can be, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. But not until it happens to you. You're like, oh my God, it's a tropelo, It's a, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, and you know what? I see a lot of good things with Gigi. I'm glad that I can call you a pioneer in the podcast, and I can call you my friend. And I thank you for all the good remarks you always give me, and always inviting me to your show, and just communicating with me, always liking my stuff, always telling me good stuff. You, Miss Norma, thank you guys so much. It's because of people like you. I mean, I am a positive person, but now I never knew how crazy this industry actually is. And finally being in a different side of it, it has its pros and cons. And there's ugly people and there's good people. And seeing that made me see why sometimes the industry is how it is. But if you're a person that gets taken by that, that's who you'll be.
Yeah,
So I try to stay as noble as I can and not let that negative stuff
yeah.
interfere on you. That's the only way you can be successful. La envidia, I'm gonna say, and I'm sorry guys, but la envidia es cabrona. You know, you cannot live with envidia because you do. Your life is always gonna be bien margada. Don't do that, guys.
No, it's very
Again,
negative.
guys, yes, it's ugly. It's ugly vibes. We ourselves can only manage what ourselves can do, guys. And every artist out there has something special. God gave all of us something so special, and it's about living life. And what talents you have, enjoy it. Put it out there. I wish I knew how to sing, even though I know sometimes I go live. I am though, mumbling whatever
Not
crap
enjoying
comes
it,
out of my
enjoying it.
mouth.
No,
Yeah, we
my
all
dad,
do that.
my dad told me, I remember when we were very little, I was very little. I think I just started school. And I'll never forget what he told me. He said, there's always going to be somebody better than you. But by the same token, you're always going to be better than somebody else. Yeah, see. So
Yes.
just be the best you, and everything that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
just be the best you, and celebrate. And that my mom showed me that. My mom would be happy. Hey, you got a new car. Oh my God, what a beautiful car. Que bueno. Oh, look, she got a new house. Look, she got a new house. I'm so happy for her. That was the way my mom was, and that's what my mom taught me, that you celebrate people's accomplishments. You celebrate good things that happen to them, and that's how you
Mm-hmm.
live a better life. But I
Oh,
cannot,
definitely.
yeah, I cannot be thinking, and I'm sorry, whoever lives that life, guys, oh my goodness, you know, eh, it's unhealthy. I'll tell you that. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Be happy for people, run your own race, and do the best you can be. Advice, Jesse Spindola's advice: stay humble and positive. Never let anyone tell you you can't do it. And realize that your words are very powerful. When you have listeners, you want to keep it positive. You know what? That's a very good point, Mr. Spindola. Now that I have my podcast, and
Yes.
and like being on your show, I can
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the teacher part of me is trying to help anybody that might need help, right? Might
Yes,
be struggling,
definitely.
might be struggling with something. Let it go. It's not worth it. Life is too short. Life is too short to be living hating, con envidia, and no, run your race, do the best you. And once you concentrate on
Yes.
that, you're so busy on what I mean, imagino que you're so busy looking at what other people have and what you don't have, that you're not even accomplishing your own goals, that you're not even looking at your future. Stick,
Yes.
and do the best you can do. I can only do the best Gigi that Gigi will try to do, and that's it. And
Yes.
and I can appreciate Kelly for everything that she does, and I celebrate you for it. I celebrate
Thank
Norma
you.
for all she does, and I celebrate everybody that I have on my show, because Everybody's special. Everybody's here. There's my sister. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yeah, I can't do anything without her. Uh, she's my backbone, really. At the end of the day, and definitely my backup. Uh, I can only say, live your life. I can only live my life. Like I said, if you don't have a health issue, thank God that you don't. And then be
Yes.
happy that you do have. Be appreciative for what you do have. Don't worry. If you like the a dress somebody else is wearing, pues cómprate una, you know? If you like their shoes, buy the shoes. That's right,
Thank you,
comadre.
TDK.
That's right. Yeah. Take the chance. That's true. My dad always said el miedo no sirve para nada. And with his word,
Yes.
I always, yeah. Because I can't be like, what? How should I even mention that? Or even on the Kelly show, Norma was like, why don't you ask Kelly to be on the show? I was like, oh, she hasn't asked me. I mean, how embarrassing. I'm going to ask her if I can be on her. And then I thought, pues, me muero y qué? Let me just ask her. And Mary
Yes.
Lou Chicana, that's right. She is the other Chicana. Awesome bass player. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I was very honored, Miss Gigi, and I'm always gonna praise you for that. Thank you so much. I never thought I would see myself doing other stations. I've been asked to go to the well-known stations too, and we just got asked, right? And I'm like, what? Like,
yeah,
I see that more for like the artist, right? And but if they like what I'm doing, so be it. I love what I do, and I love our station. Serious Tejano is I try to say it's a little bit different than some of the stations that are out there. I mean, I have great connection with a lot of them, like Hot Tejano, Lawrence, Up Tejano. You know,
yeah.
I've seen
Saludos
Bumper
pa
every
usted.
once in a while, right? And yeah, all these stations, even um I have friends that actually work at some of these stations, and it's the knowledge that they give out, or the stuff that they do. Sometimes I reel in, and I feed off of it, and because of you guys, I kind of, this is why it works, because having somebody like you, and then having all these other people that are positive like that, just like what you do, helps our industry. If we can, as us, and I think I've told you this, if us DJ people can work together, or podcasters can work together, everything else will fall in place as well. Because I do see. I mean, I know I'm gonna probably get off topic a little bit, but look at what's happening to Frontera right now, because they made a judgment on something political. Now they're getting bashed, and it's our own people doing it too. So I understand why a lot of them are seeing it that way, and there's no wrong or right on it. It's just that's how it is. That's just what type of world and type of like stuff we live in. It's just how it is.
Yeah, and I think that the world is crazy. I guess it's getting crazier by the minute, and the
Hmm.
stronger the more we stick together, the stronger we can be. And
Yeah.
we united we stand, divided we fall, and that's just it. Now I remember when I first started, I reached out to Rock and Roll James. I reached out to Rock and
Hmm.
Roll James, and you know what? He sent me his personal phone number, and he said, "Whatever you need help with, give me a call." How awesome is that? And Rock and Roll has he was so. I mean,
Oh no, that guy. Yes.
my goals. Bumper también. Bumper, I was like, hey, I'm starting a podcast. I don't know how to do anything. And, I was clueless. And he
Hmm.
was like, no, I use this and I use that. And he was so nice and so helpful. And él también, reach out to me whenever you need anything. How wonderful is that? I feel very blessed. Indio también.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy helps a
Yes.
lot of people. And él también, whatever
Definitely.
you can help with también, doors open, come right in, whatever you need,
Hmm.
let me know. And so
Yes.
kind of That's the kind of attitude that we need, and we need to be the example, right?
Mm,
We,
yes.
we we're, we're being watched by other people than us nomás hablando en la sala, right? Or at an IHOP.
Yes.
Saludos to I co-host on Tuesdays on New Mexico Radio with Henry Candelaria, and I just had dinner with Mel Abrego and La Joya from La Joya Promotions, and they're like, "Hey, we need to make a," because we were chit chit chit, girl talk, and I said, "Man, I should have recorded this. We should have made it a podcast." And so, si Dios quiere, we might have, and we'll have you. We'll invite you in. We'll have invites from to
Yes.
people, and it's gonna be called Tejano Girl Talk. So,
Oh, nice.
our experience as girls in the Tejano business, all sides of it. So I think it's gonna
Yes.
be great. But yeah, there's a lot of people
Yes.
out there, helping along the way, and I think that's what it needs to be. Just like me, being on your show, you being on my show, we need to be united, porque así
Yes.
aparte no jala. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah. Again, Miss Gigi, I like I said, I thank you so much, guys. Me and Miss Gigi could be here for
Forever.
hours and just talking about stuff, and we get lost with whatever we're here to actually do. But that's just how well we can communicate in the friendship and the what we can have, and you just never know what can happen when we do life stuff. So
That's
Miss
true.
Gigi, thank you so much. I don't want to cut anybody off, but I do have a regular job. I go to work at 8, so I actually want to thank Miss Gigi for being here. I'm glad I was able to do this. You're always welcome to come back. I remember I invited you. I was just doing a live out of nowhere. I was like, "Hey, you want to jump on?" And it led off from there. And I was gonna bring you to the show. It's just that you guys were already getting booked to March. So like it's crazy like how everything just rolls in.
Yeah.
And I thank you guys so much. Like people like you and stuff like that. I love doing this, that we can communicate and understand each other, because I know a lot of people act like they understand and they're like, hombre, no, esa no sabía lo que ni que anda diciendo, right? Get a lot of people like that, right? But we understand a little bit of what happens because we see it. It's there. It's not blinded. We see it, right? So, again, Ms. Gigi, thank you so much for being here with me and doing this segment on this about you, and letting people in this area know who Miss Gigi Guerrero is. Like I said, guys, she is the daughter of Juan Guerrero. He is one of the songwriters out there that everybody knows the song. You've heard it from Signo, you heard it from Ramon Ayala, you heard it from Elsa
Oh, yeah.
Garcia. Ya te vi. It's an anthem for those borrachos. I'm just joking. But it's a great song that you can relate to, and it's a song that will always, Miss Gigi, Miss, always, your dad left a legacy and he left an amazing music. It's a song that's always gonna get played in all the stations, always, just because the song is so great. It'll never be able to be replaced to something else, because that song, pues sí, ya te vi, todos vieron lo que hiciste, right? So
Everybody
but
knows.
I thank you to, yeah, thank you to you. I wish you the best of luck. Like I said, you always have your doors open here. We could always do something like this, and you never know. We might just do something on Saturdays, Fridays, whatever, and just be like, "Hey, Gigi, you want to get on?" or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
number, we can take off talking from 2 till midnight or whatever. As long as people are on, we'll give you a show.
Thank you for having me on your show, Kelly. I'm very honored to have you. Anybody, you're very me podcast is Sue podcast. So, you and anybody wants to come on my Giras y Desveladas, come right along. Just let me know, and we'll get you on. I really appreciate the chance.
Thank
First
you,
time.
Mr. Jesse.
Wow. So, thank you very much for this. Thank you, Sirius Tejano. Listen to Me Voy a Casar. Ask for it at your radio stations, your local radio stations, your internet radio stations. Vote on it on whatever place you can vote at. And I really
Yes.
appreciate it. Yes.
Yes, vote on all the stations. Call our station. You want it to be heard. We have the top 10 back at Sirius Tejano, guys. seen our Facebook. You can see it. Uh, Call, request a song, message, text message, uh, Facebook message. Just be like, hey, I want to hear this song. Can you play this song? That's how we get our numbers, guys. It's because of fans that call it in, people that comment that want the song to be played. That's how we tell it. The who's the top 10. Again, Miss Gigi, thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see what else you have in store. What your dad left behind for you to record. I cannot wait. Again, I wish you the best of luck, amiga. You always have a friend in me. Okay, so thank you so much. And to everybody that was on, TDK, Mr. Jesse, Norma, Stephanie, um, Norma, your sister was on as well. Um, we had Mary Lou, right? That's her name, Mary Lou, your sister. Um, and so many more. Sorry, guys, I don't want to leave you guys out, but we had so many people today. Thank you so much, Miss Gigi. You have a fan base. You see?
Someday I just paid everybody to get on. Kidding.
but
Thank
but
you.
yes, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. You guys can find her on all the social platforms. You can find her music on all the social platforms. You need her music, contact herself or contact Laura Lisa.
Laila.
You can contact who was the other one that you can contact?
For CHR Records is Hilda Peña.
Okay, there you go. You want to make contact, you can make contact on that, or like I said, you can private message Miss Gigi. She's really good at getting back. Well, at least to me, she is. But no, guys, go check her out. Go check out her stuff. Again, guys, tomorrow we're gonna have Miss Amanda Miranda, country Tejano artist as well. We'll be here tomorrow at 6. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you. Have a good night. I'm gonna leave you off with Miss Gigi song, Me Voy a Casar. Thank you guys. Have a good night. All right. Thank you, Miss Gigi. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Let me see. Hey, no quiero tus besos, no quiero tu amor, no quiero que me hables, ya no, por favor. No eres sincero y ahora lo sé. Ya tengo a otro y sabes que ya un anillo me voy a casar y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Yo te voy a olvidar. Hey, no quiero tus besos, no quiero tu amor, no quiero que me hables, ya no, por favor. No eres sincero y ahora lo sé. Ya tengo otro y sabes que ya un anillo me voy a casar y a ti poco a poco te voy a olvidar. Ya tengo otro amor de verdad. Sigue tu camino, yo te voy a olvidar. Yo te voy a olvidar. I'm not gonna answer.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you soon. Tomorrow, Miss Amanda Miranda will be here. You check it out. We'll be here on tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Omar Kelly, do you work on Friday nights? Not this weekend, guys. I'll be with family. Mr. TDK, I will be not available on Friday, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. To everybody that watched, saludos, saludos. Have a good night. We'll see you here tomorrow with Miss Amanda Miranda. Am I saying it right? Because yes, Angel Miranda. Me changing names. Where's my boss? You should be correcting me. Angel Miranda tomorrow. We'll have her here at 6. Stay tuned. I've been saying Amanda. Miss Angel Miranda, I apologize, sorry. But we'll be here tomorrow at 6. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys want to check us out? Always call, request for any type of music you guys want to hear. We're usually on. Usually we post on our Facebook where time we get on, what time we'll be on. Our phone number is on there. How you can listen to us. We're on. We do have apps you can download to listen to us because music gets played 24/7, 7 days out of the week on our online. I'm sorry, TDK. He's saying, "Híjole, I was looking all over the internet for Amanda Miranda." Yes, I'm sorry. If I'm not giving the wrong number, wrong, I'm giving names wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I always on the go. But again, guys, we will be here tomorrow. You guys find us on all the social platforms. We are on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You can go back on YouTube and watch us, or Facebook, go back and watch us. We have all the interviews we've done on our YouTubes and Facebook. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 6. Ahí lo vemos. Gracias. Thank you. Have a good night.